All right, guys. Welcome back to day 3 of my journey as a full-time YouTuber. Tonight, I'm taking you on a late-night ride through the heart of Saigon. But first, I've got my favorite co-pilot right here. I put down the travel bag and like a total pro, Dola hopped right in. We stepped out of the apartment, headed down to the elevator, and made our way to the basement. I secured Dola's bag onto the front of my bike, double-checked everything, hit the starter, and rode up the ramp out onto the open street. Man, that cool night breeze hitting my face as we broke out into the city light, it just feels amazing. I used to only see Saigon at night through tired eyes after late overtime shifts, just wishing I could be home in bed. But tonight, I'm out here with a fresh perspective, my dog by my side, and an entire vibrant city waiting for us. Let's hit the road. Before hitting the main road, I pulled over by a grassy curb to let Dola out of her bag. As soon as I unzipped the bag, Dola stretched her little legs, sniffed the air for a second, and then, without me even saying a word, she expertly hopped right up onto the footrest of my Vision. She looked up at me like, "All right, human, I'm ready, let's roll." Having this spacious front step is honestly such a game changer for riding with her. Once she settled into her spot, I adjusted her leash, hit the gas, and we officially set off. As we rolled down the street, we passed a lively pop-up fair with those nostalgic bingo calls echoing from the speakers. It instantly brought a smile to my face. From my place to central Saigon is quite a ride, usually around 45 minutes, but tonight, going slow like this with Dola, it'll probably take us a full hour. But honestly, I'm in no rush. Watching the endless stream of headlights, feeling the vibrant energy of the city, and having my little buddy right at my feet, it's therapeutic. A few days ago, my mind would have been racing about tomorrow's workload or stress from the office. But right now, on this full-time YouTube journey, I'm finally learning to just be present and enjoy the ride. 1 hour to the city center? Let's take it all in. Driving a Vision is such a plus for this. The footrest area is super spacious, so she can just stand right there comfortably and catch the breeze. As we kept riding, the scenery started to shift. The quiet suburban streets gradually gave way to giant, glowing skyscrapers reaching into the night sky. Stopping at a red light every few blocks gave me a moment to just pause and look up. Seeing the city light up like this never gets old. Standing there waiting for the green light, with Dola calmly looking around at my feet, I couldn't help but reflect on this whole YouTube journey. Before, red lights meant being late for work or losing patience after an exhausting day. Now, they're just peaceful little pauses where I get to absorb the beauty of Saigon. Stepping out of my comfort zone was terrifying, but moments like this, riding through these bright streets, creating my own path, remind me why I chose freedom. Green lights on, let's keep going. And here we are, entering the Saigon River Tunnel. The moment you ride down that ramp, the open night air instantly shifts into this warm, echoing space filled with glowing yellow lights. Listening to the hum of the engine bouncing off the tunnel walls always gives me chills. It almost feels like traveling through a time portal. Looking down at Dola, standing steady at my feet, taking in this whole experience with me, I couldn't help but smile. Riding through this tunnel tonight hits me differently. It feels so symbolic of my YouTube journey right now. Going through a tunnel can feel dark, overwhelming, and a bit uncertain at times, just like quitting my job to walk down an unknown path. But I know that if I just keep my eyes on the road and keep riding forward, bright lights and open skies are waiting for me on the other side. All right, emerging out of the tunnel now, Central Saigon, here we come! And right out of the tunnel, boom! The iconic Bitexco Tower, or as we locals fondly call it, the Corn Building, is right in front of us. I pulled over so Dola and I could snap a quick souvenir shot together. Look at her posing like a natural. Creating these little memories together on this YouTube journey. Man, I wouldn't trade this for anything. I decided to pause for just a minute, leaning against the bike, taking in the view. Standing right in the heart of Saigon, beneath this giant glowing tower with Dola resting quietly beside me, it's a moment I used to only dream of while sitting at my office desk. Back then, time always felt like it was slipping away. But right here, right now, time feels entirely mine. All right, quick check-in done. Let's head to the next stop. Just a couple of minutes from Bitexco, we arrived at our next iconic stop, Ben Thanh Market. Driving past here at night is always special, but stopping right in front of the main clock tower with Dola is a whole new vibe. Look at this legendary landmark glowing under the night sky. I couldn't resist pulling over for another quick check-in shot. Dola was sitting so proudly on the footrest like she owns the city. Moments like this make me realize how rich Saigon feels when you actually take the time to slow down and wander. I had to stay a bit longer just to get a good shot of Dola. I kept calling her name, trying to get her to look straight into the camera, but Miss Girl was way too busy people-watching and sniffing the night breeze. After a few hilariously failed attempts, I finally managed to snap a super cute picture of us together. Looking at her sweet little face right in front of this historic backdrop, honestly, these silly, happy little moments are the best reward for my new YouTube life. After checking in at the main gate, we rode around to the west gate and parked the bike right across the street. 20,000 VND for a spot. Simple and easy. Leaving the bike behind, Dola and I began our little stroll around the market perimeter. Passing by the brightly lit storefronts filled with clothes, shoes, and trendy fashion pieces, the lively vibe of Saigon nightlife was all around us. But what really caught my attention were those small street stalls right along the curb. Baskets of colorful, piping hot sticky rice giving off the most incredible aromatic scent. As a new YouTuber keeping a close eye on a daily budget, every little expense like parking makes me pause for a second to calculate. But you know what? Walking here, taking in these rich colors, smells, and the pulse of the city with my dog, this freedom is completely priceless. All right, let's keep wandering. Walking past the shops, I noticed something super interesting. The shop owners here are total pros. One quick look, and they instantly know who's a potential buyer, especially the foreign tourists, and start welcoming them right away. As for me, I just walked by, casually picking up a colorful scarf or a pair of slippers just to admire the texture and designs, haha. Standing there holding a soft scarf with Dola sitting patiently beside me, I couldn't help but laugh at myself. A few months ago, I might have felt awkward just browsing without buying. But tonight, as a full-time creator soaking in everyday moments, simply taking in the craftsmanship, the vibrant energy, and the local hustle feels like a total joy. No pressure, no rush, just enjoying the walk. I wandered a bit further, checking out a few more stalls just for the fun of it. The shopkeepers were so energetic, speaking 3 or 4 languages fluently to chat with the tourists. I gave them a polite smile, put a cute souvenir back on the shelf, and glanced over at Dola resting in her bag right on my shoulder. She poked her little head out, giving me this look like, "Hey, are we just window shopping all night?" Haha, these simple, unscripted moments on the street are honestly pure magic. The array of shops just seemed to go on endlessly, and honestly, I was in no hurry at all. Carrying Dola on my shoulder, we just took our sweet time drifting from one brightly lit stall to the next, taking in all the colors and lively chatter. Looking back, if this were during my old corporate days, I would have rushed through the crowd, totally oblivious to these vibrant details. But taking the leap into YouTube gave me back control of my time. Stepping back to just be an observer, soaking in the soul of the city at my own relaxed pace, it feels surprisingly liberating. We must have walked around for quite a while because my shoulder was starting to feel a tiny bit heavy from carrying Miss Dola, haha. But honestly, every single step was worth it. Watching the nightlife unwind around this historic market gave me a fresh boost of creative energy for my YouTube channel. All right, I gave Dola's bag a gentle pat, readjusted my shoulder strap, and made our way back to the Westgate parking lot. Time to pay our ticket, jump back on the Vision, and head to our next destination. Saigon night is still young. Let's go! Riding out from Ben Thanh Market, our next stop was just around the corner, the famous Bui Vien Walking Street. You know, driving around like this makes me realize how compact Saigon's heart actually is. All these iconic spots are literally just minutes apart. Instead of parking outside, I decided to ride my scooter straight into the street. The moment we entered, the night air instantly dissolved into a wave of booming music, glowing neon signs, and bustling crowds from all over the world. Dola, sitting right at my feet on the vision, immediately perked up her ears, looking around in utter curiosity. Riding through all this crazy, vibrant energy with my girl is such an absolute blast. Let's roll! The street stretches on, so I just kept a super slow pace, letting the neon reflections and the electric atmosphere wash over us. Foreign tourists were laughing, dancing outside the bars, and waving as we rode past. Feeling the warm night breeze, hearing the bass line thumping, and having Dola safely right there with me, it hit me how much I love this creator life. I get to slow down and truly feel the heartbeat of the city instead of just rushing past it. The street just kept going, so I kept riding really slow, casually looking around at all the lights and people. Looking at everyone out here enjoying their night, having a drink and chatting happily, I suddenly felt this warm, peaceful feeling inside. Before, I was always so busy with work that I rarely had a moment like this to just wander around. Riding my little bike through this lively street with my girl Dola right here, making videos and living my dreams step by step. Honestly, I wouldn't trade this simple happiness for anything. Two sides of the street were filled with staff holding menus, warmly waving and inviting people in. Tourists were casually strolling by, taking their time to pick a spot to hang out. You know, I suddenly realized this place seems built just for people to unwind. Everyone here looks so relaxed, free, and full of energy. Honestly, this is actually my very first time lost in the middle of Bui Vien. Riding my bike slowly through this vibrant street with Dola right here? What a memorable first experience for both of us. Riding out of Bui Vien, I made my way to a famous Chinese noodle shop, a dish I've been longing to try for so long. But my first impression was a total shock. I opened the menu and saw 72,000 VND for a regular bowl. Honestly, I've never eaten a bowl of noodles costing more than 45,000 VND in my life. As a new YouTuber trying to manage a strict daily budget, spending 72K on a single meal really made me pause and think twice. But then I looked at the rich, steaming broth and told myself, you know what? This is a dream dish, and life is about creating memories for the channel. So I bit the bullet and ordered one. Let's see if it's worth it. And here it is, my hot combination noodle bowl. It came packed with fresh shrimp, fish, char siu pork, pork kidneys, and heart, all sitting in a broth that smelled absolutely amazing. Taking that very first spoonful of rich broth, I couldn't help but smile. Spending 72K used to make me hesitate, but sitting here enjoying this bowl, it hit me deep down. Choosing to quit my corporate job to pursue full-time YouTube wasn't easy, and there are always worries about money and the future. But moments like this, being able to taste a dream dish, feeling every rich flavor, and sharing it with all of you, it reminds me that leaving my comfort zone was totally worth it. Right now, I just feel so grateful and happy. 2 bowls plus 2 glasses of iced tea came out to a total of 150,000 VND. Honestly, that broth was absolutely divine, so rich and flavorful. But if I'm being completely real with you guys, the topping portion felt a bit light for that price tag. As a YouTuber managing a daily budget, every bill counts. But hey, at least I got to try my dream dish. Right after we finished, my friend suddenly craved a late-night snack. So we decided to look for a street vendor selling carry basket rice paper, Bánh Tráng Gun. Moving from a pricey noodle shop to a cozy street snack right on the curb, now that is the true, authentic flavor of Saigon nightlife. Let's go grab some. I call it Bánh Tráng Gun because the vendors carry everything on shoulder poles to set up shop right on the sidewalk. It's basically mixed rice paper. Honestly, I'm not really a fan of this snack, but my friend loves it, so I went along. Since I hate waiting, I picked the quietest spot and pulled over. I ordered rice paper with dipping sauce, packed with quail eggs, soft-boiled eggs, and a little cup of seasoned salt for us to share. While waiting, I saw the auntie looking super busy, so I volunteered to run across the street and deliver a bag of rice paper for her. Running across the street with a bag of snacks in hand, I couldn't help but laugh. Back in my office days, I was always in a rush, stuck in my own bubble. Now, stepping out to make YouTube content, I get to slow down, connect with total strangers, and help out with a simple smile. Moments like this make this journey feel so human and sweet. We sat right there on the sidewalk to eat, but honestly, it just wasn't my cup of tea. After 3 quick bites, I called it quits because I was already completely stuffed. Once my friend finished up, we hopped back on the bike and rode over to Bach Wharf, which was just a short ride away, to check in one last time before heading home. We found a quiet stone bench right by the river, sat down and just looked out at the water. The late-night breeze blowing off the river felt so cool and refreshing. Carrying Dola on my shoulder, I sat there in silence, taking in the shimmering reflections of city lights on the water. Standing by the breezy riverbank late at night, watching the colorful city lights reflecting on the water with Dola resting peacefully beside me, I took a deep breath of satisfaction. Leaving the office stability behind to step into the unknown wasn't easy, but nights like this, free, full of authentic moments, simple laughs, and real experiences, reassure me that I'm walking the right path. Sitting on this quiet bench, I couldn't help but reflect on my journey. Leaving behind a stable corporate job and a monthly salary to jump into making YouTube full-time, honestly, I was terrified at first. There are days filled with doubts and worries about the future. But sitting here tonight, feeling this calm breeze and the sweet freedom of owning my time, I realized every sacrifice was completely worth it. This feeling of inner peace is something no corporate job could ever give me. We finally got back on the bike and headed home. The central streets late at night were still glowing with bright lights, and the giant skyscrapers were beautifully lit up with the Vietnamese flag. Riding through all this grandeur, a sudden wave of hesitation swept over me. I felt so tiny, a bit shy and out of place in the middle of this vast, bustling city. Maybe it's because I'm not brave enough yet, or maybe I'm just feeling a little vulnerable on this new path. Leaving a stable job means facing moments like this, where fear and doubt silently creep in. But having Dola right here with me, feeling the cool night air on my face, I know it's okay to feel small. Every step forward, even a hesitant one, is still progress. Thank you all so much for riding along with us tonight. Good night, Saigon, and see you in the next video.